here. Basically opened up, nice rally, dropped back down into the 5400 area. Tried, and now we're basically pushing up, and just got in long, potentially looking to add to this if we do dip down a bit as well. My stop is just below the low here at this initial push up. Realistically, this will probably be my stop here that I'll move up to once if we get a little bit of a dip into this demand, and then a try and a push, I'll probably start getting my stop up at that point, just targeting a break of the high. This will give me a good chance to get in on the other one actually. So just trading this with two of my evaluation accounts, just waiting on payouts on the other two funded accounts, so not going to trade those today, but I'll take these trades on the evaluation accounts. Gold's essentially, yesterday was a bit of a weird session. I traded a little bit, but it really wasn't ideal. We basically opened up with this massive, gold's just been ripping all week, but yesterday morning we opened up with this massive spike, and then we just basically held in this range, and the price was so high that I really didn't want to get involved here, and I was hoping we'd get this kind of reaction earlier. But this was a New York session, so I was asleep when this happened. But yeah, we had this massive sell-off to basically sweep under all these lows, retest into a more logical value area, and now we're just basically pushing back up. So my expectation is now that we continue to push up higher, especially up into this value area. So I'm looking for longs. It's still not exactly, I'd prefer to be trading here. At this point, I would like to probably be trading off this bulk of volume here as well. But it's a decent little push up here. We've got a little bit of structure. We're back above this 5400. So I think this is good for a little try above this high. And yeah, see how it goes. Just brought myself up to here. I think this is a reasonable spot now. Essentially, we have this volume in front of us now, so there's no need to be any lower than that. Had a little try on the pullback, and basically it's right where my entry is. So my entry's here, and yeah, it's going well so far. Alright, so that's my entry there. Got some aggressive buying here, coming in and selling, so a lot of volume and activity. Looking pretty good. Hopefully we can just get a bust at this high. I will look to potentially scale up or trail up as we go. This will be a pretty nice move if we get the full break in terms of P&L. I could go behind this bar at this point. I think it's safe to go behind this demand area, so I'm going to reduce my stops behind this demand area. It's always a bit clunky. Alright, so got a bit more risk off, and we'll see if we can just break this high. It's all looking pretty good so far. Got this demand here. I realized yesterday and the day before I was trading on the lower volume contract. Forgot to roll the contract forward, so wasn't great. Still worked out, but especially yesterday there was a lot of choppy price action, and I'm like, what is going on with gold? And I realized that I didn't roll the contract forward, so don't forget to do that if you're a futures trader. So we've got some high volume coming in here at the high. Some aggressive buying here, you can see. Got some aggressive buyers coming in, so hopefully they don't get trapped, but you know, that's fine. I want to give this a bit more room, so if we do want to dip back down into this kind of high volume area, that's fine. I think if we break this little high volume node here, which you can see, just this little one on the right, if we break that, I think I'll get to break even at that point, because at that point I'll likely get to break even. I might even trail one of these up aggressively as well at that point. So we'll see. This high, so I'm going to get my stops below the low of this bar. So that'll be most of my risk off on the trade, if it wants to let me do it. These orders are funky, man. They always give me problems. Alright, so we reduced risk on both of those. Pretty small risk now, and we'll just see if we can get a bust of this high. Probably look to maybe take one of these off, or take a little bit of one of these off if possible. Okay, we've got this little high volume node forming here, right where I was looking at that previous volume. Now I've got even more volume stepping in, so I'm going to get my stop behind that, I think, if we can pop this high. Got some aggressive buying coming in, so we've got a lot of volume coming in. Hopefully we can just have a little shove higher and I can get these stops up a bit. It's a pretty good profit, and I don't really want to trade that much today, to be honest. So if I could just lock in, you know, 500 or 600 on both of these evaluations, that would be nice. We've got this volume area which I'll be watching as well, so we might want to sort of dance between this area before we continue up. I like the idea of going behind this bar if we can get a shove up through this volume, because that'll put this volume on our side, and also lock in, you know, 450 on the trade or something like that. But I really want to see it bust through this high first before I do that. I'm probably going to get to break even at this point as well. Realistically, there's quite a bit in front of us now. If price is going to come all the way back down, there's no sense in taking any kind of loss on this trade now. What is with these orders, man? Alright, so risk-free trade now. Now it's just about managing profit, and I might look to go behind this bar again if we can just pop this volume area. We're just struggling at this volume node I was looking at. If we can just get it popped through, I can get my stop up behind it, and that'll be a good spot to give it a chance to break the high, but also make sure we don't give a lot back on this trade. I'm really just looking for this high that I've drawn out to break, and then I'll lock this in. That'll be good. One and done, that'd be nice. Get out, enjoy Friday. It'll be a nice end of the week. Took a 2.5K payout, submitted that for the week. So let's see. All right, it's busted that high. I'm gonna get my risk under this bar on these. Just here. What is with these orders, man? Just here. Might get taken out here. Probably will. Just got tagged out. Looks like it's going to continue now off that level, but that's okay. So that was a nice trade. So did I get fully out there? Yeah. So why is it saying? No. Yeah. All right. So that was a nice trade. So 450 on those roughly, and I think I'll call it that. To be honest, done a fair bit of trading this week. I think I need a break. I've done a fair bit of trading this week. I think I need a break from the charts. So I'm going to call it that. A couple of profitable trades on the evaluation accounts and submitted 2.5K payout from the funded accounts. So that's a pretty good week, and I'm just gonna call it that. Come back, refresh next week. See if I can get at least one of these other evaluation accounts, get one of those funded so I can get 3. Ideally, if I can get them both funded, but it'd be nice to get 3 funded accounts, and then see if we can get another payout next week.